drawn to the stairs, like somebody's there. He got my attention. Paranormal level, because I think there's a lot of different history to go through. Does it have anything to do with the haunting? When we were in the tower room, I started to get very naughty. I think it's just something for us to really pay attention to as we move through our investigation. He's had experiences, he knows other people have had them, and if we can get any more clarification.
Okay, my takes on this episode and the general ghost hunting shows. Well, no offense to Miss Jack Osborne and Katrina Weidman, but in this episode, season 2, episode 7, there was nothing I found interesting or compelling except for the shadow that was behind her when she was talking. Now, if you look, the shadow does not make sense compared to what she's doing. Maybe it was something mocking her, but honestly, the funny thing about that is you look at everything she does, the shadow does it, but doesn't really do exactly what she does. So that being said, and I've never seen a shadow on the background of a real bright window like that before. Perhaps it's lighting, but it just seems weird. And out of the entire program, that was the only real thing that I found that was weird. You got your footsteps and all that, but that happens in every single ghost show. Sound is something that's, yeah, I don't know. But then you get the things like paranormal pucks and LED lights, spirit boxes, and all that's taken as, like it's all totally true. You can't disprove any of it, but it's all show. Psychics and that. My thought on psychics is that, yeah, maybe they are true, maybe they're not, but they're not interesting at all. They can basically get everything from history and all that anyway. But the idea of these programs is you go get the history of the places, fair enough, and then you get a psychic. Like I said, 99% I think are frauds, 1% are luck. I've had my own feelings and thoughts that have been right before. I'm not a psychic. The devices they use may or may not detect spirits. We cannot be 100% sure of that. We don't really know if spirits do exist, and it could just be the Earth's magnetic field playing tricks on everything, and we don't know whether that field's changing at the moment or what, or whether it does affect these things or not. And these shows, well, they seem entertaining, but nothing really ever happens in them. There have been some of them, like, well, plenty of them where they've had things that have happened that have been pretty much unexplainable. Anyway, they've been unexplainable. I've seen everything from shadows through to cans being kicked on YouTube channels, like heaps of weird things, doors shutting when nobody's been around. All those things are quite interesting, but they don't really prove that they are spirits as such. Could be just things from other dimensions or anything that we can't actually explain with science. Me, myself, I've seen a UFO, and no, not a light in the air floating around or anything, but an actual UFO. The weird thing was it created fog around where I was, and I saw it through the fog, not a problem. It was pretty much the size of a car or two, and, common lights going around one way, lights going around the other way, that kind of thing. I've seen 2 balls of light before. That's all 3 of them are on my property, or, well, parents' property, whatever you want to call it. I've seen a black shadow before, and I know that sounds, yeah, well, everyone's seen one of them in haunted houses and that. I've seen this on the road, on the side, near trees, and you could tell it was a black shadow. It was never a living human being. Could be something from, I don't know, anything that people call elementals or anything weird like that, but it was not anything to do with ghosts, I don't think. I've seen plenty of balls of light up in the sky. Balls of light are pretty much common where I am. You can see them probably every Saturday or Sunday. The 2 I've seen on my property, they were real big. I was less than a few meters away from Same with the UFO. But ghosts and that's a little bit more meh. You can't really say that they're ghosts, spirits, devils, demons, all that junk, because you can't believe that God exists without the devil, and so demons and that. Nah. You can't prove to me that God exists. You can't prove to me that the devil exists. Spirits, maybe. So in general, this particular program at the moment, they all have their ups and their downs and that, but this one, the weirdest thing was that particular shadow that was there. It sort of looked like it was her, but it sort of wasn't, and I've never seen a black shadow like that before in my life on one of these shows behind somebody when the window's so brightly lit and the room's so brightly lit. It just does not make sense. I've seen light shadows and stuff like that, and you can see the shadow and you know it's somebody's, but that was totally different. When I first saw it, I thought somebody was outside playing a joke or something. Anyway, that's my take on all this junk. Catch you next time, I suppose, with my little point of views.